now the Lich.
Does also mean that the Abaddon will be in a core role, whichever one that is. Lich. I mean, what is there to say about Lich? It's probably the most boring hero in the game to play. Even though they tried to make it more fun, it's still boring. You sit there, you shield your carry, and then
10
you
seconds
die.
remaining.
And
1 in
that's
20
your job.
games, you get a good chain
5
frost off
seconds remaining.
and feel proud about yourself.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
think about taking the damage talent, and then you realize that you're probably griefing if you do.
You think about the backlash you'll get from your calls if you do, and you're like, fine, yeah, I'll just settle down, Liches, settle down. But you know, it's good this game. You always want to just be able to frost shield up whoever it is that runs in. Batrider gonna be able to run people down pretty easily as well. Lich StarLadder is a very nice lane, but I imagine it's probably gonna be the 5 Lich and 3 StarLadder, so unlikely to be laning together.
Yeah, regardless though, when the team fights do start to happen, you can frost shield the StarLadder, have him run in. You can frost shield the puck, have it blink in. There's a lot of
10
options,
seconds
lots of
remaining.
heroes that want to go in. So the Lich is definitely a nice pick here. I
5
also like the
seconds
Phantom Lancer
remaining.
pick. You have not the greatest lane against the StarLadder, I will say, but definitely good against Bat. And I think they're assuming that it was. I wonder if they're assuming it's a Batrider offlane StarLadder 4 again, and that's why they're picking the PL here.
Yeah, maybe.
So I've been seeing a lot of, you know, I guess even if it is a Bat 4, it's still pretty good.
Yeah, I rate Bat 4, sorry, quite highly. Bat 5 as well, but I mean, we've got the Lich, so it's not going to be that. But yeah, I'm a big fan of that.
I always do like these slippery heroes when you have a save on your team, and the Abaddon might be able to just give PL, you know, just enough time to get off the doppelganger, and then it can completely turn around a team fight. It is a bit of a slower hero, though most people tend to go for an early diffusal blade, fight around that, and then go back to farming. So they will need to match the tempo, because it looks like Zoomies are looking to play rather zoomily yet again.
Oh, on brand, living up to
10
their name is
seconds
exactly
remaining.
what they want to be doing right now.
5 seconds remaining.
Final ban will be a Sammy Boy hero, most likely. So carries that counter PL.
Dire team pick.
Wouldn't be necessarily the worst game for, you know, even a Mjolnir Lifestealer. Sven is always an option as well. Who do you want to pair with the Lich?
10 seconds remaining.
Go with the old Battle Fury
5
Juggernaut.
seconds
Bring
remaining.
that back.
Ugh, God no.
Juggernaut Lich is not so bad in late.
Although I think Alliance did play it. I'm not sure how well they did with it.
Yeah, I mean, it was Battle Fury was massively buffed. Mask of Madness was buffed. Juggernaut was buffed. It's trending in the right direction. It is coming back. It might not be this patch, but it's on its way.
Yeah, I think he's one of Ice Frog's babies. Will never be out of the pool for too long. He loves them just a little bit too much.
And the Arcana is just a little too good as well.
Yeah. And there we go. Shadow Fiend's going to be the final pickup from Team Xolotl, which is going to round up their draft and give them a little bit more magic damage throw down on this one as well. Zoomies going to reply with a Monkey King.
All right. Absolutely dumpsters the Abaddon and lane. And Sammy Boy special. He plays this hero quite a bit. I really like the Monkey King Lich lane just because the Monkey King was super imbalanced when he first came into the game, and they balanced him a lot around, you know, nerfing both the Jingu at level 1, and then a ton of armor was taken away, so he's really, really squishy. But when you put the Frost Shield on him, he becomes pretty hard to deal with in the lane again. So I think, man, who do I favor? I think I probably favor Zoomies in this one. I like the combo of the Puck Coil, the ability to grab somebody with Batrider, bring them into the Wukong's command. But it is pretty ultimate reliant They need to pull off this wombo combo. And if Esk continues his good showing in the mid lane and dominates Ched, he could be able to snowball this game.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's good snowballing potential from the side of Zoomies. I think Team Xolotl are trying to play for the long game a little bit, but that's almost why I don't like the Shadow Fiend so much. I'm worried that if he doesn't have an amazing time in the middle lane, then they're going to really run out of steam here, because the Shadow Fiend needs a little bit of time to come online, and that's a window which Zoomies can really, really abuse here, perhaps. We'll see how it does play out, but I have my concerns for Team Xolotl this game. I think I do favor Zoomies.
Yeah, they also don't have a whole lot of control for their team fights. Like, you've got this Shadow Fiend ultimate, which pushes people away, which is kind of counterproductive for the Snapfire. And then your only real stun is the Rubik. And that one is even, it's not like a amazing team fight ability. So I think the control is going to be a little lacking here.
I think you may be right, but well, let's see what they can pull off. Team Xolotl on the backboard here, but certainly not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. I wouldn't say this is any kind of huge outdraft just yet. We'll see how it plays out. So Fred immediately heading down to bottom, trying to dodge up this lane. It's going to be Ched on the puck versus the Shadow Fiend in the mid. Esker's had some very nice times in his middle lane so far. He has trashed both his lanes so far, and the last one was TA versus Razor, so big stuff coming out from him. He's definitely had some good feelings going on. Can he repeat his success?
Yeah, will he continue the momentum? He's been impressing me. The last game was just a rough game draft-wise. I think even in that one, he gave his team a shot with the TA performance until they kind of fell apart.
Yeah.
So I'd say he definitely is the key player for Xolotl here.
Sure. I mean, if you're not impressed by Esk in this series, then you probably don't know anything about Dota, because he broke a literal record for most CS at 10 minutes mark. So if you're not impressed by that, then I don't know, probably don't have kids, because you'll just be one of those fathers that's constantly disappointed in your child all the time.
Yikes. Yeah, I mean, it is Valentine's Day after all, so at least, be responsible out there.
True, important message.
The battle begins.
Xolotl able to hold down the fort here, grab themselves these bounties. I'm assuming they are anyway. I mean, this courier's wandering around the place. When Monkey King turns into a courier, does he still not get attacked by towers?
I don't believe so.
One of the weirdest things. Because towers attack couriers, so why would it not attack Monkey King as a courier? And that's just one thing which always bugged me. Why is that a thing?
How dare you question the frog, Nomad? How dare you?
Dude, we're talking about people who are the frog's babies. This Monkey King is like 100% frog spawn. Like, he is never going out of the meta. Ice Frog loves this guy too much. The hero was fine. He was a popular pick. And then Ice Frog said, hey, you know what? Let's just change his free spell into also damage immunity. Oh. Alright. Okay, cool. Yeah, that seems like a good idea. Why not?
Exactly.
I never understood that one. And it disjointed at the start as well, didn't it? I just couldn't play Pugner into him anymore. Anyway, yeah. I'm done. He's been kind of balanced so far. I still don't really understand why they decided to change that, but I guess it's cool. Meanwhile, Sword, didn't quite manage to refresh that napalm onto Hector there. So yeah, this tri-lane it's pretty spicy so far. Raykill's playing around with Sword here. Now he does have the Fade Bolt to turn around and shove in his face if he gets a little bit too confident. Forces out the salve, but this is pretty good salve, to be honest, from Sword there. He's traded with two heroes, forced a lot out of both of them. Doing alright for himself. Yeah, this Tri versus Tri-lane situation is off to a very violent start, but it's kind of in 3 tiers right now. Flapjack is fighting into Snapfire, although does throw the Frost Blast over towards Ifrit now. Samurai Boy just trying to lane into Ifrit, and then Raykill and Sword are just having their own little thing going on.
Yeah, they are pushing this lane into the Phantom Lancer, so he's fairly happy with the equilibrium right now, and they do have a headdress, which is going to give them an advantage over time. Everybody kind of needs a stick in this lane as well. We'll see 3 of them on the side of Zoomies.
Ooh, Puck getting pretty
Chad.
low here. S though, does he have the mana? He's got a mango. He's got 4 seconds left on the Shadow Rays. Doesn't look like he'll be able to bring down the Puck here. Puck gets himself to safety, but oh, nice dodge as well. Dodging out the Shadow Rays with a phase shift. Don't see that one too often. It's a pretty tricky one to play around.
This feels pretty good though for Esk because Chet has to be very careful as he sends out his extremely slow courier with another salve. Never feels good to only have 1 tango left when you're at 25% health. Oh, Hector.
You're right
Stick.
down here. There's a lot of heroes very low. Sammy Boy, they're actually all turning around with 3 heroes wailing away at him. The Monkey King nearly does fall as well. Has to get himself back here for it as well. No one is healthy down in this bottom lane as they're just brawling into each other. Has everyone got their stick? Stick check. Stick check. Yep. Check. 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 6 out of 6. Looking good. Looking good, boys. Meanwhile,
Same time. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, just gonna have a little check and report. You know, these 2 dudes. It's a pretty boring lane, to be honest, so we'll just get through it briefly. Luki is right-clicking creeps. Jaina is right-clicking creeps. Curry 16 and 7 compared to Jaina's 13 and 4, so not really having a great time here on the Abaddon.
Uh-oh, Cookie.
Oh no, oh no, Ray kill. He's gonna get beaten down. They're gonna get themselves the first kill of the game down here in the bottom lane. And Hector's burning up as well here. Sword, though, can't keep chasing for this one there. There is a tower in the way and a scatter blast available from the Snapfire as well, so no chance of chasing for more, but still. Kill onto the Rubik, and the game is suddenly opened up down here at bot. It was bound to happen eventually.
Ooh, double damage. Picked up by Esk. Love that as a mid laner. Or hate it, depending on which side you're on.
So Chad's getting some nice phase shifts off, but unfortunately I don't know how he's not getting these runes though. This man has illusory orb. I guess Ashky's just guessing them, getting the right predictions. It's gotta be it, right?
Yeah, just he also has slightly better ability to push the lane out first.
Yeah.
So Chet has to decide between creeps or runes. I think that this top lane is actually going to be a little scary for Xolotl because Luki is going to start dominating this Abaddon. He has 3 points in Bash of the Deep now, and while they both have this proc ability on 4 hits, there's a lot more damage on the side of StarLadder.
Yeah, you don't really want to be trying to trade into that one. And of course, when he's silenced, he can still get off the Bash of the Deep. He doesn't. It is a passive. Meanwhile, PL playing around here a little bit as well. But overall, in the bounty runes, it's 2 for the Dire so far, 1 for the Radiant, and Jano. Chad finds him. Chad, well, same difference by the way he's played in the past 2 games, to be fair.
Hector.
Oh, we're having more fighting in the river right now as Hector's getting low, trying to bring down Sword. Won't be able to do so now, looking towards Raykill as well. He's okay though. He's I say that. He does have the lift. Not brave enough to go for it though.
Oh, the courier.
Does kill his courier.
Radiant's courier has been killed. You thought you were winning?
Yeah, bottom lane really going Zoomies way so far, but meanwhile, okay. Not quite sure what he's doing there or what any of this is, but S grabs himself a free kill onto Sword. Fine. First kill for Xolotl, and it's a bit of a weird one. Well, Sammy Boy with that frost shield upon him, but now runs out and then immediately start jumping forwards out onto the Monkey King. He's running out of health so quickly here. He can't survive, can't get off the Jingu. Very nearly gets out of that strike, and Flapjack's headed the same way as well. It's going to be a double kill for Ifrit. Sword needs to get himself away. They don't have the damage to get through the Bat Rod as well, though. Meanwhile, on the top lane, Luki was able to run down Jano and get himself a free solo kill.
Yeah, as these levels start to stack up, I think this bottom lane, this bottom tri-lane especially, starts to really favor Xolotl. The Rubik spread damage and damage reduction from Fade Bolt becomes really dangerous, and Snapfire's abilities become extra strong.
Try to play around here with this Jingu up on Sammy Boy with Frost Strike coming in. Raykill is going to get brought down. They wanted the PL, they will settle for the Rubik.
And Yano says, I want no part of the StarLadder. Luki level 7, forcing him out of lane. We now have 4 heroes in the bottom. And I guess they're going to try and push down this tower because it's a pretty heavy commitment.
Yeah, they are turning up in numbers.
Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant structures.
They do have the catapult.
She comes out. Is it time for the wraparound? Jano just zoning out the Batrider. I don't know, it doesn't really feel like there's actually much of a plan here from Xolotl.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what this play is, to be honest.
No.
They just let the catapult die, and now there's 4 heroes behind the tower.
Yeah. Oh, Jano was just like, hey, you guys are at the bottom. I'm getting this sword up top. Let's come and join. Sammy Boy's going to be the target. The jump forward. Unfortunately, that one's off the mark, though. If we're turning it just the wrong direction, will they be able to finish the Monkey King here? Well, not with the coil coming in from the puck. The turnaround is coming. Meanwhile, Abaddon still trying to get through Sammy Boy, but Sammy Boy will be able to turn around, get the kill onto Ifrit. Jano will die. Sammy Boy does eventually go down in response, but Raykill now 1 versus 3. This is not a fight. He is going to win. It's going to be run down as Chet gets himself a double kill, and it's an easy rotation into the puck to turn this one around.
Yeah, that's the difference between a Puck and Shadow Fiend mid. SF not nearly the rotator that Puck is, and you know, I think that Zoomies are pretty happy with the pace of this game. They're about to claim top tier 1 tower potentially. Looks like it will get denied. Nice play by Ifrit, and he's happy to be in the top lane now because Luki is gonna have to back out without any support and the tier 1 tower being down. Doesn't want to extend too far into enemy territory yet.
No, certainly does not. Not a comfortable place for anyone to be right now. All things considered, an incredibly fast-paced start to the game, which does seem to be favouring Zoomies quite a bit. And they are going to try and keep up this pace here. There's a reason they're called the Zoomies. Oh, it's probably because they're Zoomers, actually, but...
Luki certainly is. I believe he's, what, 19, I think, something like that.
Hector in the pit, trying to get himself away with the Snapfire Cookie.
Roche.
Well, just about to get his way over the top. Sammy though, still going to continue to chase him down and grab this kill. Meanwhile, Puck has looked for the coil in the middle lane and found himself one as Raykill gets dropped as well. I think they use the flame break to snap off the coil though, which is always cute.
And they will also get the outpost. The 2 outposts going the way of Zoomies, and they're starting to take over this side of the map. I like this rotation up into the Dire jungle, and Xolotl are not ready for this. Looks like S is going for first lane, first item BKB, knowing he needs to fight and alleviate this pressure. But it might even be too slow.
It might be, it might be. The clock is certainly ticking on Xolotl, but in the same way, you know, the clock is ticking on Zoomies as well. This is a team which certainly need to win the game in a decent amount of time. They've got the Monkey King, although less so than last game, but still to an extent. Meanwhile, Abaddon, he's going to be the target right now. He's going to be able to shield off the corrosive haze, but Lucas is going to sit on top of the Wolfie stuns. Bounce borrowed time coming off. That's coming in from the side as well, throwing in some razors, trying to go for the Requiem to scare back Zoomies for the time being. Sambo just going to throw down that Boundless Strike to heal himself up with the Jiggy. Meanwhile, stuns coming out on the sidelines. They've got the Abaddon. Maybe they can bring him down here. He doesn't have the borrowed time anymore, but Ched doesn't want to commit to this one. He does have the coil. Could have landed onto 2, but chooses not to, looking for a better opportunity. Meanwhile, Ray throwing forwards that Fade Bolt, just reducing that damage, and now they have themselves a target. And the Abaddon will not be long for this world. Now looking forward to Hector as well. Flamebreak's going to throw him back, and that's going to be a second kill going the way of Zoomies as Sandy snipes it off with a Boundless Strike. And this should be the middle tier 1 tower as well, which is going to put Zoomies in a great position to keep their aggression going and take control of this map.
Yeah, they're playing fast, and they're making these rotations fairly crisply. This is looking problematic for a Xolotl team that really wants to farm for about another 10 minutes before they take any sort of fight. Ifrit still quite a ways away from even a Yasha, and Yano sitting on just phase boots and a buckler. That does not feel good as an Abaddon.
Yeah, he is not remotely where he wants to be this game, but you know, the man has dreams, and he's always going to have the Aphotic Shield, which means he's always going to be useful. If there's anyone you want to be dumpstered in this game for Xolotl, then it's definitely going to be the Abaddon. He can take it.
Yeah. That is true. The timing, though, is... I mean, I don't even know if this BKB is really the timing, because you're against this StarLadder who is just full-on man mode right now. He's got 2,000 gold banked up. I wonder if he will opt for the blink right away, or if
Nah,
he's
dude,
going to
he's
go
going
for...
for the trusty shovel.
Yep, okay, Ag Rush. I like
There
this.
we are. Let's have a look. State of resistance this game. I'm giving that a solid 7 out of 10. Certainly by no means bad.
Yeah, even against the Fear from Requiem. Definitely good.
That's true, that's true. Still something I find myself overlooking quite a few times, the Requiem fear factor. It just adds another layer to the hero.
Yeah, and you can't underestimate the armor too. Just like completely counteracts the SF's passive. Makes you super tanky.
Radiant are scanning. Dire's
It no
top
longer
tower is
reduces
under attack.
the enemy damage though, does it?
No, I don't think so.
Interesting.
Alrighty. So 13 minutes into this game, things have slowed down a little bit for Zoomies here, but they're still very much in command. They're just waiting for some item timings and some opportunities to go. You know, Sammy Boy doesn't actually have an item yet. He's got 2.5k in the bank. See all these phase boots, the buckler. Chilling with these value items.
Radiant's
Yeah, we'll
bottom
pick up
tower
that
is
Echo
under
Saber here
attack.
very shortly. And
Radiant
give him a bit
structures are
threat,
fortified.
a bit more tanky as well, something Monkey King definitely needs. I would
Yeah, he's gonna
think
buy
he
the full
probably
thing.
follows it up with a Maelstrom afterwards.
All in a sad situation where it looks like they're going to trade a tier 2 for a tier 1, although not going for anything yet. They found the PL in the middle lane. Oh, this is a big pick off for Zoomies. Lukey and Ched able to group up, bro down, and get the kill onto Ifrit. That's a hero which can't be dying right now. I mean, Ifrit, he's having a stinking game, and this is even worse.
Illusion.
Yeah, the coil makes it extra good with the StarLadder because you can't even doppel off the corrosive haze. So
Yeah,
he just
good
took
point.
like a 400 damage hit to the face.
Ouch. And another thing, I'm not sure how I feel about not going for the defusal. Obviously, the Yasha helps you farm faster, but at the same time, you know, okay, so if it's basically saying, I don't really want to fight, I want to farm, I'm going for this Yasha, it's going to help me farm, and I can kind of just ignore my problems and get on with life. But unfortunately, I don't think he's going to get the choice. I'm fairly sure Zoomies are going to be looking to force the issue here, and Ifrit will have to get involved. And at that point, if he doesn't have a diffusal blade, he's going to feel pretty meek. I don't know, I just feel like it's opportunistic to go for the Yasha and not very realistic to how the gameplay is going to go. BKB, but immediate lasso comes out from the Batrider, but at least it means they can't bring him down inside of it. And he's going to start chasing forward for more. Mortimer's Kisses not doing a whole lot as they reach their rest. Ooh, no. They hit him once, but that's about it.
Yeah, not much. Oh, big coil after BKB.
Yeah, Baden silenced up as well. Can't save the day. Does pop the borrowed time eventually, but won't get the shield off in time. Or he does, but it just doesn't do anything. There's too much damage through onto him, and now Jano's going to be headed the same way as well. It's a double kill for Sammy Boy here in the middle lane. The Zoomies lay the smackdown once again here. And, you know, Xolotl, I understand you got dragged back. I understand you're in a weird situation. I understand that the Abaddon was coming in and trying to save the Shadow Fiend, trying to help him out, but I feel like that was some bad positioning there.
Yeah, it's kind of hard this game to have any good positioning because they're feeling so constricted on the map. Zoomies are really just taking over almost the entire farming area.
Yeah.
And I think that we're starting to see some of the issues that we saw in the draft, which is just where's your ability to take a team fight, right? Your initiation is just a Rubik. And other than that, you're kind of just hoping that you have enough space to get farm, which Zoomies, knowing that that's the game plan, are definitely not going to give them.
StarLadder thinks of his full Aghanims now as well, so even scarier. Scarier and scarier by the minute. Xolotl, they just need more time. They need the ability maybe we want to see Hector going deep. I mean, I know he doesn't have any items, but if he just goes and plays maybe like around this area, jumping in and out of those trees and jumping out and taking creep waves over and over again, that could be annoying enough to just delay Zoomies. But right now, you know, if you give this team some freedom, oh my, he's gone. Hector just gets evaporated by the StarLadder. All right.
Yeah, that's another one of the issues with their lineup is they don't have anybody slippery enough to do what you're saying. I believe that is the correct play, which is just to be, you know, an annoying split pusher, make Zoomies run away.
Yes, no, he pops a BKB, but it's not going to do anything at all. They're just going to kill him off inside of it anyway. And the 10-second, the 9-second, both gone. Ray kill. He's going to kill off Sword on the high ground now as well. Okay, maybe a little bit ambitious there from the Batrider. Got to cool off a bit. I'm cold shower with that.
Are fortified.
I'm a little surprised that they're not just going for Roche right now. They have all the tools they need to take it.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a StarLadder, so you almost always have Roche, right? Meanwhile, down at the bottom. Okay, Chendo. So Jano's trying to do what we said. You know, just push out bottom, make some moves. Make some space, and he does drag 3 heroes back with this, so honestly not all that bad.
Yeah, so I mean, anyone who's saying, you know, Jane lol or whatever in chat, that was actually a reasonably good play. It's a good death because it creates quite a bit of space for his team, but it's gonna need maybe like 20 more of those before they actually have enough items.
20 more deaths and no win is
Easy. I didn't enjoy this.
Something like that. It might be 30, I'm not totally sure.
Hector up at top, and now they've got the lasso out onto Ifrit as well. The rotations don't seem to be coming in quite quickly enough. Ifrit might still make it up to the high ground here. Jonah going to get rid of that silence, but he doesn't have the doppel for another 4 seconds. They're on top of him now, surrounding him. Zoomies, they want to be able to take him down, but a nice stun comes out. They might actually be able to turn this one. Sword's in some trouble. Ifrit's chasing him down. The Batrider, is he going to go down here? Certainly is. Meanwhile, on the front side of the fight, they've got the Shadow Fiend controlled up. He's got that BKB, going to pop it and try and turn it around. Meanwhile, it comes out. The soldiers, they're beating them down right now, but they... Well, Sammy boy, he's just tearing through them. Ifrit's already gone. Ray kill as well. Taken out of the fight as Lukey looks forward towards the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend's going to get popped, but they are in pretty deep right now. And a buyback's going to come in from S. They see their opportunity and they're going to go for it, but Hector gets taken down as well. Meanwhile, Jano trying to fight it up, just trying to wait long enough for him to come in, but a stun! It's going to stop him getting off the next raise, and that allows Lukey to escape as well. So unfortunately, that's not. They just call it. They're just done. Team Xolotl. They tap out of the tournament. Maybe a little bit early there, I would say. I didn't see the reason to call it exactly that point, but at the same time, it was looking like a rough game. That wasn't going to be easy by any stretch, but still, I think that's a bit early there.
It's certainly a bit early, but they just clearly didn't want to play Dota anymore. And well, Zoomies will move on to match up against who? The Fighting Pandas. Is that correct?
Indeed it is. Yes, they'll be fighting off against the Fighting Pandas in a best-of-5 match to determine who is going to be the second NA team to make it to the minor. That match is going to come out shortly. Unfortunately, the Dota servers are down, so I won't be able to have a look at the post-game scene here, but I can tell you pretty much everything you need to know. Zoomies were looking big. Sammy Boy was big. They were all big. They were big heroes versus little heroes. Xolotl unfortunately just weren't able to find their fight quickly enough, and that is going to put them down and out of the tournament. So, Zoomies versus Fighting Pandas, and I mean, these guys, if they're allowed to play the game they want to play, then they could certainly threaten Fighting Pandas at the very least, and see if they can take advantage of perhaps some of the slower pacings which Pandas are sometimes bound to go towards, but that is a pretty big ask. I feel like Fighting Pandas are going to be able to control up Zoomies a little bit better than Xolotl were.
Yeah, they definitely will, and you know, just I would say that the general skill level of each player, when you compare them role per role, is probably going to favor the Fighting Pandas in all 5. However, they haven't looked that good as a team. Their coordination has looked pretty off in the last couple of games that I've seen them play. So there's always a chance, and Zoomies might be feeling themselves after this series. They've got obviously the best Pangolier and perhaps even the best StarLadder in the world on their team, and that might be enough to carry them.
Maybe. All right, stick around and find out, as we've got Zoomies versus the Fighting Pandas coming up next here on Beyond the Summit for the StarLadder NA Minor Qualifiers. My name is Nomad. He's been elevated. We'll see you very shortly for the next and final series of the tournament.